Back again. Sorry, today's going to be a relatively short stream just because I started again late, but hopefully I can sort of push out more streams. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I stream when I stream, you know? That's the case. More importantly, though, I think I know what the problem is. Remember my first theory was that somehow Endermen were causing problems. That okay, temporary lag. You remember my first theory was that somehow Endermen were causing the problems. They're basically sort of sitting in front of the ice highway machine that I was building right there. And they somehow stopped it from going. I mean, really not all that plausible, quite frankly. But, I mean, we got nothing else. Might as well go with it. Then I did a little bit more experimentation. And my next thinking was something related to the build. We saw this sort of with Ilmango's uh, tunnel bore. You had to sort of build things in a very specific way. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Your TNT duper would blow up or something like that. And obviously not good. So I figured, okay, maybe something else like that is going on. But now, though, I think I've got it. Let's head over here. There we go. For checking, might as well put that up. But yes, this here is the world download I was dealing with when it was coming to the ice making machine itself. You can see pretty close to what I've got here, although there's a line of solid ice right here, which is important for. Now this again is the main one that we're sort of looking at. You can see just by how long it goes. The main highway over there. Oh, how that got on there. But anyway. I go down. Actually, might as well show this thing in play. Why not? Whee! Look at that. A little loud, but it kind of works. You want to stop it, you go like this. And then everything just sort of like that. Great, perfect. So, I fired up a copy of World Edit just to sort of say, okay, well, let's copy paste this over. Oh, sorry. The other thing I was thinking of in terms of something which could be wrong would be chunk boundaries. If you take a look at this, let me turn off my shaders here. Did that work? No, it did not work. Oh well. Whatever. Alas, if I have shaders on, it will not actually show the chunk boundaries. But if I would actually sort of show you, fuck here, I've got the F3 menu, perfect. This is my location within the chunk itself. You can see if I go left or right, the chunk boundary does not change at all. I am all within one chunk, more or less. Obviously, I think I'm going to poke out of it at the one end, but there is no chunk boundary going down the middle. Whereas when I was checking my thing, chunk boundary in the middle. Not good. So I decided, okay, I'm going to use World Edit to copy paste this and move it over here. And this was the result. I ran the thing, but as you can see, it created this big, giant chain of water. I'm like, what the heck? Well, it didn't take me long to realize, the problem is that there's no armor stands on there with Frostwalker. When you're copy pasting with World Edit, it copies the blocks, but it doesn't copy over any entities, or at least the way I was doing it, it certainly didn't. Whereas these ones, of course, you can see the entities are sitting right in there. I was like, okay, not a problem. Copy paste that over. This could potentially sort of explain what was going on. So copy paste over, put this actually right in the middle of a chunk. In fact, if you look very carefully, you can see as I go across the middle, the chunk number actually changes from 20 negative 38 to 30 negative 38. So this changes. I run the machine, and as you can see, failure. Upright pistons, water coming down. Well, surprisingly enough, nothing really sort of moved up front here. Okay. Obvious problem seems to be the location of the chunk thing. Theory confirmed. But not really. I mean, remember I had the issues with World Edit copy pasting over there. So how about I go over here, and you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit for this. But copy paste this into like a safe chunk. Place all the armor stands back in since they didn't get copy pasted over, and run it. And despite what it looks like, what happened is the machine basically did exactly this. It crunched to a halt. I'm like, what the heck? I thought it was chunk boundaries. Now it's not chunk boundaries. In fact, here. Look very carefully. 10 negative 32, 7 1 negative 10 negative 37. No chunk boundaries there. What the heck? You know, what exactly could be causing this? Okay, maybe some sort of update order thing or blah 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 blah. And then I look very carefully and I go, wait a minute. Where are these armor stands again? You look actually back over here. I've got this one set up. Armor stands right in the middle of that block. Right over here, armor stand right in the middle of this 3 slime block. Over here, armor stand at the very back, armor stand in the middle. And now, of course, when I went over and corrected that, put the armor stand in the back, did, you know, minor touch-ups and various things just to bring it back to usual. Ran it, well, I mean, now it runs great. So that, in fact, was the problem. So how on earth did I get that so wrong? Well, over here, when I'm importing these models into Blender, it doesn't import the entities. I'm basically just importing an OBJ file. In fact, now if I go down to MC Prep, OBJ world import. There's an update too. When I do that, none of the entities are present. So I actually have to, yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, helps actually read things. So when time came, you know, I loaded this in, but none of the entities were there. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put them in, you know, and I check these front ones, you know, it's in the middle. And when playing these in place, I'm like, okay, well, it's in the middle. It's got to be in the middle, right? No. Now, as you can see, now that I've corrected it, these rear ones are actually we're actually over in front here instead of up here. The Frostwalker boots were going too far ahead, breaking the machine itself, and essentially causing the thing to wig out and all that. So I'm like, okay, that's where I'm going wrong. What I should do, of course, is come along and fix that. You know, just move those back, rebuild the machine, and see what I can do. Now, in my case, on the in that test world, it was actually a little bit easier, simply because, well, A, it's creative mode, but also when I was building it, I was actually very careful. If you remember when I was working with this last time, what happened is the machine actually got a little bit out of alignment. This right-hand side actually moved 1 block forward of the other one. And my first reaction was basically just to break it and go, no, not gonna work. Second time around, when it broke the exact same way, I was like, okay, I worked this out in a practice world. I know how to move this without moving it. Somehow or other, I think I screwed up around in here or something. You know, got rid of a redstone block when I should not have. And it caused this thing to shift forward. Ouch. So, alright, I went through, checked it, and actually in this case, rather than destroying everything, I just sort of tried to correct the front as best I could. So I think technically, I don't know if you can tell or not, this machine is actually 1 block forward than it was before. Again, tough to tell, so no shame if you can't see it. And in the past, I would have worried. I also spent some time actually breaking this line of frosted ice, thinking that it's not a big, thinking that it's kind of a big deal that it's misaligned. Certainly, it's right up against there. As you saw with the other one, though, it's actually not that big a deal. And in the process of doing that, I made things even worse. So, yeah, correcting the machine was kind of a pain. So I corrected it one night, double-checked everything to make sure that it matched. Came back, I think, the next day, did another double-check, made sure everything was fine. And I mean, now I've basically done 2 full checks on it to make sure everything's in place. So I'm not going to bore you with a full check, you know, although I do kind of like being a little bit paranoid and double-checking some of this stuff. You can sort of see just by looking at it a little bit. That basically got the same rough concept down. Switch over so you can see what I'm seeing right here. Yeah, you can see the same basic layout for the initial stuff right here. Obviously, this water thing right here, is listed as water here, but that's because when I took the screenshot, when I took the snapshot of the world itself, converting it to a file that Blender could understand, it was immediately after running it, and these were simply water. Now that you can see this is a little bit forward, so the Frostwalker boots extend a little bit forward. Not a big deal, as you saw with the one that was listed before. And yeah, we got one gap up there. Again, we're in the middle of these two. Got our proper gaps and all that in here. Again, I'm deliberately rushing this because I've already done it twice. So there's not much to gain from doing it a third time. You can see we've got our Tetris right there with that on top. Heat piston, perfect, perfect. Well, how am I going to get out now? Parkour. Up here. Up here. Bam. All right. There we go. Looking pretty good. Now, rather than being right there like it was last time, it's over here at this last block. Right over here at this last block, as you can see. Real life, if I look back over here, hey look, last block. Right next to the pistons themselves. Again, matching up what we got there. Our gap. Everything there. And yes, there should be a minecart in there, but for a test run, yeah, I don't think I have to worry about it. Alright. What I need to do now is get rid of some of these Endermen. I got, what, two up front here? You. Oh. Yeah. Enderman. As you kind of know. Okay, well, I can't swipe you. I have my bow and arrow, though. Perfect. Okay. Oh, no! Oh, God. Really? Really? Did that really just happen? God. I guess it's going to be a slightly longer stream than I intended. As well, the only way I can do that is to go back and grab more Frostwalker boots. Most of the good news is it'll actually despawn most of these folks. Alright, well, in the meantime, I'm going to need a bunch of sticks. At least 5? What? On my construction thing, did I have smooth stone? Got some stone slabs. I need smooth stone. Slabs. You guys can stay in there. I'm just going to grab the ones that are here. How do I make smooth stone again? Okay, so I need a bunch of smooth stone. How do I get smooth stone? Well, I cook it, I think. Now I've also got to redo that thing, too. Oh, wait. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, I mean, this helps me, certainly. Okay, okay. Got cobble? Yes. Alright. Have you not kept? You're not. wow, that is lucky. Okay, well that saves me a bunch of time. I still have the very annoying problem of having to sort of move that. Especially since I've got a piston which could accidentally trigger and move the machine forward, but I don't remember what exactly the best thing for armor stand is. No, I don't want to use a sword. Got into trouble for doing that, so let's just punch the thing to death. Alright. Look at all these ender buddies. Run them away. Oh! Alright. Get ready for some screaming. Those ones. Come on. Look at that. Oh. I can get you. Only partly. Oh, he hit me. Oh! Expected that. Okay, let's not do that one. Let's do this one. Are you angry, huh? Bye. Well, are you angry too? I think you're angry. I got like 5 of them upstairs. Alright. This one. Grab myself a quick snack. Hello. I know I got an angry one around here somewheres. You de-aggroed? If you are still angry. Okay, well I don't hear anything. Vulnerable part for me? Okay. Alright, now we gotta be very careful about this. I need to put you in there, which means slime block going straight down. But if I put a slime block right there, it's going to drive this down. I need to get rid of both of these. Once both of those are gone, one. There we go. Now I can actually pop that up one. Okay, so let's grab a little bit of slime here. Pop in the boots. Yeah, let's grab some slime. Thank you. Oops. Okay. Alright, so this is the slime block that goes there. Piston. Thing to brace the piston against. So, Plug this a little bit. Micro. Plug you again. Pop out you. Perfect. Set you up there. Put my boots on. Nope. That's not going to throw that down? Nope, it's not. Perfect. Oh, so it's going to be a bit tricky. Oh, picked it. Perfect. Okay, now throw this over here. Now I've got to get up top there. Doable. Whoop. All right. Now, sadly, I've got to do a partial check. I mean, there's no reason for me to check the entire thing, just only the affected areas right here. So let's switch back over here. Come here. Up at least. All right. Do it the keyboard way. All right. Start with Tetris, since you're fairly easy to see. I've got stone on the bottom, 4 tetrad, redstone, 2 pistons. Over here, stone, tetrad, redstone, 2 pistons. And indeed, this should be facing forwards. Is good, good, good. Now, I never actually touched any of this side, so it should all be in alignment. And you saw that none of the other blocks moved over here, so we should be good to go. Okay, so next up then, along here, single slime, and it is single slime, and it's right behind sort of the central bar of the tetrad, just above the actual thing itself. Yep, central bar of the tetrad, just above. Bothered me. No, I've got 2 full stacks, 2.5 stacks, in fact. Let's leave that there. Okay, so that's there. You match up on that side. Great. Okay. Next up, slime block with these armor stands underneath. Again, you got Frostwalker boots, which is fine. Along with a forward-facing piston and upwards-facing piston. And as you can see, perfect match. Here. Yep, and terracotta stone, slime, terracotta stone, slime, redstone, terracotta stone, slime, redstone. All right, you know, this is it. I mean, like it's done. Now, make sure there's no Enderman in the way. Goodness. Okay, nobody upstairs, certainly. Oops. That. I got one little ender buddy right back. Oh, shoot. Alright. Word to the wise, do not shoot those. Okay, we'll tell you what. Yours just sitting right there. I'll boot you off. One more and your buddy kicking around here. So, well, there you are. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You doing great? See you later. Alright. We ready? I think we're ready. Okay, so let's stash some of this back in our trinkets. Go back in there. Obsidian. This. I'm gonna here. Everything else I think I'm fine with. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, look at that. It's working. Woohoo! Nice. Alright. Alright, let's stop this thing. This is going to be a little more annoying since I'm not in creative mode. Let's go over this way so I don't damage the machine proper. If I am over here, though, the goal is to try and make sure that it's no block I can target, so... That worked. Okay. A little bit of a leg spike. Okay. Get back. Okay, that took care of that. Now, I do want a minecart on top there. So I'm gonna grab me... Have some rails. 2. Good, good, good. Now, I also want to create myself a sign. Do I have some signs sitting anywhere in here? Nope. Because if the plan is to sort of have this thing for other people to play with once the server's off, or down, then I'm going to need some way to actually signal to people how to use the thing. Oh. Hope you don't mind if I just do a quick search over here. I want to see whether or not signs actually stick to redstone. Or, sorry, where they stick to slime. I'm not seeing it, so I guess we'll just find out the hard way. Yeah, I am going to need 2 signs, though. I have 0. Alright, so to get this into a sign, I'm going to need 6 of these blocks. Okay, I've got... I should grab some slime blocks just to make drawing a little bit easier. Okay. Also got to be really careful with these blocks right here. That if you update them at all, they will actually blast away and potentially sort of ruin your day. So, starting. Stopping. Tower. 2 obsidian. R to OB. Or block. Okay. A player must be during. I don't like yelling at people that much. Player must. During. Hang on. Must be present during. Or all right. Hey, you. Kind of in my way. Up. Up around here. Not what I was looking for. There we go. That's not what I was going for. On an angle. Great. Okay, I guess I am. Well, there's a reason they insist on. All the ones I've seen that pop this, put it onto the side. So. All right, let's go from the side then. Everybody, you're not helping here. Again was too far. Okay, well, at least I got a better recovery this time. But oh. Okay, let's move it forward a bit. Straight forward, please. Straight forward. Why'd you go on an angle? I think that works. Yeah, I feel like it should. Look at that. Come on. Yeah. Whoosh, whoosh. There we go. Yeah, that looks 50 times better. Hopefully that'll actually slot back in. Now, do I trust myself to get it right? No, Can I afford to lose a bunch of rails? Yes. Are these Endermen kind of annoying? Yes. If I swat at them, will I potentially kill them? Potentially break the machine? Yes. Dude, there's another way to do this. I go far away enough, they're going to despawn. You know what? Running away. Bravely running away. Alright, well, I think with that, around, we can bring up this thing. One of the things I was thinking of doing is essentially sort of doing a quick statistical survey of how many end cities we run into. Look at all those lanes. Who's Elbows who's running this, or possibly Mempo, who's trying to see just how many Ender Dragon kills I could get? Well, as you can see, they got a lot. Respawn you. Make things better. Look at that. Oh, there's a couple of them still on there. Dang it. Can we risk it? I think we shall. 3, 2, 1, bang. Too many Ender buddies. Painful. Well, the good news at least is there is potentially a way to clean up some of this stuff. It's going to involve a little bit of high wire axe sort of going off the edge, but you know, you set up a chest that contains. Oh look, hey, that thing sort of settled in nicely, which is great. But, oh, the science went though. All right, well that's okay. Well, in fact, maybe that's why this thing busted. Oh shoot! No. This is really not going to plan, is it? On the plus side, in theory, this all would be fine. What happened, basically, in theory, was this back part essentially stopped because the sign held it in place. Maybe that's the case. Sign interfered, maybe. In which case, what would happen, basically, is the machine at the back just stopped. Nothing up front broke. You know, remember, to stop this machine, what you have to do is you have to stop this central part right here, in which case all this stuff will halt on its own. Well, the signs sort of disappeared and popped off, and as you can see, they're sort of back in my inventory now. This one, though, got stuck on here and could not move, which means, in theory, all that happened was that this stopped, everything pushed forward 1 or 2, and that stopped everything. So I might be able to... Everything actually might still be fine up front there. I just actually have to go and do sort of a quick check to make sure everything's fine. That also means, in the meantime... Thank you. Oh, we're just here. Doesn't want to move it. But annoying. Have you a little bit this way? Just a little bit this way? How do I get myself into these situations? I fall down. That's weird. Can you this one? There we go. Perfect. Alright. Let's do ourselves just a quick check. Make sure everything is still a-okay. I remember these blocks seem to be perfectly in line here. We've got that sitting in place. We've got this classic U shape right here with these two in front with a gap. Of course, the redstone on top to activate these. This is in the proper spot with one space in front. We've got our Tetris. Pins pointing forward. Looking good. These should be just like this. Let me pull that off. Kitty corner right there and nestled up nicely against there. Right, with Mr. Tetris sitting in the center there. That looked good. You know, from memory, this looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think I just got lucky and it was just the sign that blocked everything. These are in the middle still. Now got a gap. Okay, so I think everything is fine. Now, rather than risk anything happening to it though, let's do just a quick little thing here. Go back to single player. Go back to Mr. Ice Highway here. And one thing I have not tested is whether or not this thing runs. Okay, that's what I was looking for. In fact, let's advance this one a little bit. Do the proper one. Good. One thing I've not tested is how well this thing copes with a bunch of Endermen on it. So, Enderman spawn egg. I have like 5 of them. It's weird. Okay, 2 of them. Whatever. There. Whoop. Interesting. Not what I was looking for then. That's weird. Wait. Endermite. Man. Why are you teleporting away? This is so weird. Oh, of course. Also explain why there's nobody spawning up here. Alright. Let's get this thing nicely gummed up with Enderman. There. Maybe throw one on there. Wait a minute, can you fit in there? Yeah, you can. Great. Okay. Oh, no, I don't know. Put one or two together. There, there, there. Nice. Okay. Does it work now? I believe that is an unqualified yes. Ooh, suffocation damage. Alright. Well, I think we just established that worked. Head back to Setosis. Although, hang on a sec, I should probably remember my collection of signs that I've got right here. Probably go back and set those up. Well, let's put this... I've got room for 3. I'll tell you what, let's actually center it roughly around the center line here. So, starting. Not the sticky piston, though. Hang on a second, I'm going to have to switch back over here temporarily. It is indeed the sticky piston. Power. 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 Most sticky. Stopping. Block. Rear. Slime. L. Moving. OB. Versus. Player. Must. Present. Player must always present in running. Okay, let's do one last sign actually. German will not break. Okay. Come up. There we go. That I think is a good descriptor of what is capable of here. That. Am I going to risk it with the... I'm not too far away. I can always just boat back if I must. So slime and rail I can put back. I know, just a little bit. All right. All right. We are on our way, so let's switch over to our ice joyride here. See how many things we can see. I mean, this isn't just for fun to sort of show off. Well, hang on a second. Let me go crank that down for you a little bit. Don't think you need to hear that constantly. Something like that, I guess. Okay. And this isn't just for show on my part. I'm also trying to make sure that it will not... the end machine will... Any end cities we run into, or end things that we run into, will not gum up this machine. And the only way to do that, of course, is to actually go for a nice joyride. So... Yes, I am going to have fun with stats, but it's not the only reason that I'm doing this right now. Bring you back up. Alright, so far, 0 end cities. And you remember the whole thing with the... Probably move this way. The whole thing with the placement of this thing is, in theory, I'm going to head in between all possible end cities. I'm sort of right in the middle of the dead zone. The end city share. But the end cities themselves sort of occupy a 10 by 10, is it? Well, sorry. Yeah, the total end cities are determined by the number, the X, Y, Z coordinate of the chunk from 0 to 8 mod 20. Now, the view distance on servers is usually 10, so this means, in fact, aim right for the middle of the dead zone. You'll see exactly 10 chunks on one side, 10 chunks on the other. And so that's a full radius of 20 chunks. So you can actually see every single possible spot where this machine would, you know, where an end city would actually pop up. Well, again, you're sort of sitting safely here in a spot where it's not going to actually do anything. I'm not stupid enough to hit that thing. Let's have a little snack. Ooh. See, we got a little bit of water coming down there. Not good. It's the old thing that's coming up there. Alright, well that's probably easy enough to patch. And you can see in my menu bar, I've actually got some ice with me. So on my way back, I can actually go back and patch that one up a bit. I'm, however, going to have to memorize that, yeah, there's a bit of a problem there. Alright, here we go. And now we are over on the end, or we are past the first dead zone and moving on to the end islands. There was one of the end portals that... It was elbows? RPM, I think it's actually elbows. Opened up. I'm getting a lot of lag here. I think it's just my Java... sorry, my Minecraft game is chewing up a lot of CPU at the moment. Now that worries me a little bit. It looks like I'm high enough I could actually touch one of those things. Hey, I recognize that too. This would be, oh, I forget their name, but... Actually, no, I don't think so. But someone actually set up a home just over there, and this is the bridge sort of heading over to that spot. Okay, we're just sort of clipping the top right now of these trees. Alright, so currently we're not sort of in anything special when it comes to where the land is. pumpkin's definitely doing good work right here. Oh, the poor Enderman. We can see we're moving along at a pretty good clip. I don't think it's as fast as a minecart is zipping along, but I mean, we are kind of traveling in style, are we not? Right. We shall carry on. It's finally great. I mean, third try to get this thing finished, but it's great to have it finally done. And what's nice is this time actually the fault was mine. You know, it can kind of feel weird to have sort of things randomly fail on you, due to like with Ilmango's tunnel bore, having sort of a creeper pop up on you in a bad way, or just sort of getting the actual block layout wrong somehow. In this case, basically all the fault was basically my own. I had actually incorrectly laid out what this thing was. And, it cost me, so. Right. Again, if we're going to see any end cities, the maximal extent will be sort of right perpendicular to us. So far, so fine, though. I haven't seen any clipping of, the berries themselves yet. Certainly you can see, because the berries are sort of roughly at our height, any in-city we run into would be bad news. So in some sense this is sort of an acid test to see that, yes indeed, what the Minecraft wiki says about NCDs is true. They are not... I'm right in the middle of an end city void. They will never spawn in here, in theory. Still no end cities. Look at that. I just clipped right over the top of that. No problems. I'm not seeing any broken chorus fruit, though. Nothing yet. Ain't you getting a little workout? Originally, I was debating how exactly I would handle this part. The idea being it might actually be smarter to basically jump off the edge and suicide. But I realized that, I mean, this thing only travels slightly faster than walking speed. Maybe even a little bit slower than walking speed. Certainly, if I want to get any headway against it, I gotta run. So, somewhere between about 4 blocks per second versus 5 blocks per second. Somewhere in that range. While boats travel 40 blocks per second. So even if I grind away for, say, 30 minutes, just going through here and seeing what I can see, what's gonna happen is... sorry, I'm trying to think on the fly here. That was a bit of a lag spike. What's going to happen here is that if I run this for 30 minutes, in order to get back home, I'm going to get back home in 3 minutes of that. It's... yeah, I could have stashed all my stuff away and did the suicide thing, but this way I've actually got a little bit of options. Now, unfortunately, I would have even more options if I'd actually tidied up everything and put it inside the inner chest, but was not really sort of in the mood for that. Quite honestly, I just forgot, basically. Alright, still well above the train. I'd love to adjust the world curvature, but alas, this is a version of Minecraft whereby if I do that, it will crash, and if it crashes, then I won't be able to stop the machine, in which case the machine will break. I'm not going to do that. Alright, 10 minutes in, no end cities. Having said that, that isn't too surprising. Remember, I also went through a bit of a void there, so it's actually a little bit of an unfair comparison when it comes to end cities. What's that? No, nothing there. Okay. Bit more chorus fruit that we're just skipping over the top of. Okay, we seem to be inside the middle of an island here. Let's see if I can spot any seeded chorus fruit. No? Either we popped them and they went out of view, or we never popped any at all. There we go. End city number 1. And there's a ship. Nice. 1 end city. 1 ship. Oh, the ship itself. Oh, actually, wait, no, that's not a ship. What am I talking about? There was ships. Alright, so far so fun. It's a little bit close to comfort, but again, if the Minecraft wiki is right, I'm in a safe spot. So I should have nothing to worry about. Right, and we're 12 minutes in. We're over another big island here. If by looking forward I can tell if there's any chorus fruit I'm clipping. Unfortunately, you can see the main bulk of the island is over there, not here. But yeah, not really a good test of clipping chorus fruit. Certainly am sus that this thing will chorus fruit, but Bring it along. Now this is end city busting in style, is it not? Where are you? No, just chorus. Not seeing any end cities. And you can actually ride up on the front of this machine. Basically, any honey block will actually take you along as well. Kind of a nice function of honey itself. I elected not to because, well, this is the traditional seat right here. Well, hey, I'm that confident in my math that I'm pretty dang sure I'm not going to run into any end cities. Oh, let's see, we're getting over a bit of a void here. Not seeing any off to either side. You do want to make a modification of this. I've seen Ilmango run this basic machine on another video or stream, and he actually was able to extend off the back a couple more slam blocks. In fact, he was able to fit 2 more minecarts back here. So that is a viable option if you've got sort of a group of people who are doing end raiding all at once. Alright, still looking fine. Tell you what, since things are a bit boring, I'm going to change my controls. Reload shaders, I want to do. Selection screen, dangerous, don't want to do that. And zoom. There we go. Pretty dang sure I did not miss any intercities. Ooh, look at that. Look at, there's a... See, all these trees usually have tops on them? That one right there does not. Right there. So we actually clipped the top of that chorus fruit tree. And it didn't hurt the machine. Good to know, good to know. Alright, that means then that basically the only things which could destroy this machine would be running into end city blocks here. Or, you know, end blocks right here. Like, you know, any of this, if we ran into this, instant end for the thing itself. And of course, running into an end city would end this too. Oh. Still sort of just cutting by. Still not seeing any end cities. Alright. Presumably, this would also be a valuable test later on the fact. Once the seed is known for cytosis, I could actually go back and check. You know, the world download hopefully will be there, and so I can actually check, yes, there's, you know, I saw all there was to see along here. But on top of that, I can actually just grab the seed, you know, figure out where exactly on, I think I'm going Z? I believe Z, yes. Where exactly on the Z I'm going. And then from there, basically just zoom down and say, okay, are there any cities? If no, well, great. That's probably a good sign. I mean, I think I trust the Minecraft wiki well enough to get these basic details, right? Okay, I gotta admit, I am curious about my chords. Alright, 39,000. About to head towards 40. Or, sorry, not 39,000, sorry. 3,900. About to head next to 4,000. Well, that's pretty good. I forget how far I've ever actually been within there. I think this is about the farthest I've gone from 0, in any Minecraft world. Now, I haven't actually done any sort of teleporting to, you know, view some of the various end sites and all that, so. Certainly when it comes to me sort of traveling on my own, no cheats or anything like that. This is about the furthest I've gone. You know, my own home I think was about 3,000 in terms of coordinates. Got some nice end islands over there. Still in the Red City Zone. They are indeed proving to be rare. It's getting late over here. Originally I was planning on stopping the stream right around now, but we've still probably got a good... I want to run this thing for at least half an hour. I think that'll be at least a reasonable test on it. To prove that there's nothing that can... nothing within the bounds that'll actually stop it from going. Nope, nothing over there. I wonder if it shows chunk boundaries though. Giant chunk count. 147. Oh, look at that. 4,500 we're almost at. Oh, and it's positive X, okay. For some reason I always confuse X and Z on here. And chunk 281? 513. Yes, and you recall when it comes to chunks, it's 0 to 8, mod 20. So I'm almost in the right spot. I think actually if I wanted to be more better in the right spot, I should be a couple blocks more over, another chunk or so over that way. I mean, what's midway between 8 and 20? Yeah, tack on 6, that would be... should be one more chunk this way. Having said that, this is also on a chunk boundary, so... Nonetheless, if the math is correct, the fact that I am in chunk 13... sorry, the Z coordinate for this is in 13, is a pretty good indication that I'm never actually going to hit any end city, because they just will not spawn. Look at that. Yep, that looks like it clipped off another chorus fruit again. Alright, well those chords are nice, but not really helping me much. You doing okay there, buddy? The good news is that I've got plenty of safety margin. Worst case scenario, all that's happening is I'm missing a little bit of chunks on this side. Now, I'm basically missing like chunk 7 or so. 7 or 8 on that side. Sorry, I'm missing chunk 8 on that side. You know, and I'm not really gaining anything over here because once that's the additional trap, the additional chunk that would go over that way actually doesn't contribute to anything like that. So it's not like one is sort of making up for the other. Or is it? I'm not sure. I should perhaps think about that a little bit more. Ooh, lag spike. Okay, well if my visibility is... Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I mean, I can calculate this directly. My visibility is 10 chunks, right? So I am... Yeah, look at that. I'm at 15, so in fact I'm right on a chunk boundary. Perfect. But yeah, okay. Actually, I don't think I can actually be any more perfect when it comes to chunks. Alright, 10 on this side would take me down to 3. So I'm missing 0, 1, 2. Okay, that's fine. And on this side, if I add that up, that's 23, so I see an additional 3 on this side. So even if I'm off slightly on those sides, basically what will happen is I'll see one less chunk on one side, but I'll see one more chunk on the other side, which would have potentially had an end city. So getting it slightly off actually balances out. All that really matters is I'm in a dead zone where nothing's going to hit. Now I can actually move this a couple of chunks over and still be safe. This is just sort of like the paranoid, guarantee I'm not going to get hit kind of thing. Look at that, 5,300 almost. Well, 300, right? Still just sitting at that 1. Oh, this would be a good one to test chorus fruit. Oh no, but I'm not directly over the center of it. Yes, I may be missing 3 chunks of potential end city over there, but I'm seeing 3 additional chunks of end city over there, so it balances out. Now, getting to those end cities is going to be annoying, but again, deliberately set that up just to set myself up in the middle, just to sort of have some leeway in case things go sour. Yes, I could move it, more that way, but that would actually cause more problems potentially with where the end cities spawn. I have seen end cities which don't quite follow the spawning rules of 0 to 8 mod 20. Oh, this is going to be a good test. Again, I think I've seen 2 clipped chorus fruit trees at this point, so kind of confirms what I want to know. You can see right over here, I'm sort of going over a fairly large portion of land. Even if I wasn't convinced by the other one, I should be convinced by this. Oh, that's a bit of a void there. Shoot. Two and a half minutes remaining. Oh, there we go. Another clipped one, so that's 3 now. Have an inventory? No. Dang any. It's okay, I still got a minute or so. Oh, I just love this machine. Super useful for end city busting. But the only way to improve on it would be actually to figure out what the seed was and go snooping for end cities that way. Oof. I expect again, my goodness. Nope, nothing special there. Special there. You can see how I sort of have to go down both sides, too. Minecraft tends not to actually spawn in any blocks where you can't see, which also, unfortunately, means that because of that, it's... Oh, wood... Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, with a second... Just a second overtime. We come in, we get a second end city. Question now is, does it have a ship? Yes, look at that. End city. One with a ship. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go past it a little bit. Just to ensure that what I'm going to try next is not going to break things up. So I'm about 6,300 out, huh? Okay. I'm not actually going to do the end city raid. As I said, you know, I wanted to end the stream, what, 20 minutes ago? Alright, let's go past this. Give it a nice, sort of healthy margin. And then we're going to practice the dismount. Alright. Yeah, that's divisible by 20. So, in fact, that was within the 0.8 frequency range. Okay. I think that's enough of that. Let's practice the dismount. Whoop. Yeah, it's a little bit slower than walking speed. So, in fact, you're looking at maybe 4 blocks per second or something like that. Useful, not perfect. And there we go. Machine stopped. Alright. Have some concrete with me. Or some cobble with me, I should say. Let's zip back here a little bit. Now, I do have some ender pearls on me. Good. This is all nice and good, but remember that this is frosted ice. I'm not 100% certain that if I don't interact with it or build a block next to it in some way, it's not going to break. That up just so I can be double sure. So let's see what happens when I do this. If all goes well, it's not going to break. Nice, okay. That did not break, so I can actually use this to use whatever strats I want, troll strats, whatever, to actually pop up there. I love world curvature. All right. Unqualified success. Awesome. Okay, now how long until I get back? I'm hugging this right wall here because recall that it looked like there was some sort of drop off down over there. So look at how much faster I'm moving this way going back. Yeah, the other nice thing about just sort of running this for half an hour is if you want to come out and run it yourself, you're boating for about 3 minutes or so. It's tolerable, I think. Yeah, I got to keep a sharp eye up front here just to look for any holes. Because at this speed, I will come on them pretty quick. That out of the way just so I can see what's coming a little bit better. Definitely breaking the server a little bit. But another nice thing, you remember with the Elytra, things were sort of breaking and not coming. Not happening here. And I think a lot of that actually is just because when coming out, I was moving slow enough that the server could actually keep up when it came to chunk generation. Now that I'm coming back, these chunks are already generated, so it's just doing I/O to read off the disk itself. There we go. That city I saw way, way back. Let me slow down for a little bit. Because turn down the headphone a little bit, but probably pop it back up now that things are relatively quiet. You don't have a loud machine just sort of blasting into one of your ears. Or both ears, depending the direction I was facing. Look. All this, do we not? This is... Oh, I'll have to look it up. Oh, here we go. Cool. The patch tool. Any water coming down? Alright, that'll be something handy to keep if you're working on this, is to grab a little bit of ice just to sort of patch any holes that come in. Now, the good news is one-off holes are not going to be a problem because your boat is sort of like too high. So, there we go. Alright. Let's pack all this stuff up. Oh, and do I have another sign? And where did I put that? Complicated. Yeah, here we go. Should I stash it right here, I guess? Why not? Or there we go. Up. Yeah, where did I put garbage? I'm trying to remember which one I put my... I might as well store it in basic construction. Why not? Oop, thank you. Nice. Right. Here. Yes, and also, I've got a sign to give away too. Got a watch too. On my silk pick. This one. Away the wallet. Basic construction, heavy construction, stone. Oh, I've got a crafting table sitting right there. Yay. Garbage goes down there. Tools goes down there. Tunnel bores goes down there. Right, but what about all this extra stuff? Tunnel bores should come out. Stash the ice. Which in garbage, actually. Alright, so let's put you back in there. There, and finally, nice right there. Okay, tunnel bores, garbage. Silk, perfect. Ah, great. Thank goodness for silk touch. Get down, and once we're safely back in the overworld, let's call it a stream. Not bad. We got to about, what, 6,000 coordinates out? That worked quite well. And boo! And look at that. Back home. Isn't that nice? Okay, we'll tell you what. I'm going to come along and just lay out all of my shulker boxes here right now. Just because if this is the last time I log on to Satosis before the world download comes down, all this stuff is going to be sitting in my ender chest, and nobody's going to be able to access it. So it might be kind of nice to actually sort of see what exactly I was playing with. Well, let's pull out at least the good stuff here. And do I have enough sticks for our armor stand? No, I don't think so. But that's okay. Alright, let's lay it out roughly as I had in my inventory. So, wallet, basic construction, fancy construction. Wait, are you wallet or stone? I think you're stone, actually. Yeah, you were stone. So, wallet, stone. Now, it was lighting, I think. Redstone. Next level is going to be interesting. I'm not sure I really remember what exactly it all was. I'll improv it. Enchanting, I think. Farming. Right now, that comes up here for lighting. Redstone. Okay. Enchanting. Farming. Oh yes, stained glass went down here. Tunnel bores. There. Dyes. I think it was tools next. On the next row down. So tunnel bores. Dyes. Tools. Blank. Food. Nether. Garbage. That's pretty good. We can still do a little bit more with that. Give me some sticks. Alright. Make smooth stone. Which I gotta go downstairs and grab it from my stone cutter. Some stone in here. Thank you. Oop. Enchanting, I think I'll stash you in there. What was I looking for? Alright. Of course. Not, okay. I am throwing it in here then. A lot longer than I figured it would. Smooth stone. Now I'm going to need 3 of these in order to actually make a slab. Perfect. Armor's down. Thank you very much. All right, let's head back upstairs. The area is kind of occupied, so let's just put this right. Sure, why not? Everything else will be somewhere in my inventory. Field, though. Someplace safe. Will you... I suppose the water buckets, 2 and this. I've been carting this boat around for the entire season. There we go. Well then, do I have enough to make a... No. So I'll just put it someplace useful. Tools? Indeed. Yeah, boat. Well, actually... Better? I put my shield in there. And since I had it under basic construction, might as well double up on the crafting tables. Everything else is pretty forgettable. Although, you know, water buckets are handy, so might as well toss those in too. Oh yeah, and I haven't dropped off any of these ones either. So, I need space there. Put the good sword in there. Picks in there. Bow right there, and axe there. Yeah, let's lay off some arrows in there too. And there we go. That is pretty much everything I own, all set up in a bunch of shulker boxes, along with a armor stand containing all of my armor. So, great little view out there too. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up. So, if I'm not able to get onto Satosis before things reset, well, I'll have prepared everything for you to actually see yourself. If I do, well, I mean, I'll try and think of something else to do and probably like grab a bunch of other stuff there. But yeah, with that, we shall be seeing you next stream then. So, see you later.